How's it going, everybody? Hey, welcome to the Heroes Hype Tempo Storm Series Week 4. My name is Lauren. I'll be your master of ceremonies for the evening, along with Enverum. How you doing today, dude?
What's up, bud? How's it going? I'm doing so good. It's been a while since I've casted Heroes Hype, and it's exciting to be back. It's nice. It's like that cozy old sweater, but it's got some new stitching in it. You're like, ooh, it's fancy now. So we've got Tempo Storm up in this business. I'm excited to be here, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, this series so far has just been amazing. Like the turnout from the teams. We continue to see the bar rise for the amateur scene, and tonight's going to be no exception with some of the teams we've got lined up. But I'm excited, man. We're actually going to be seeing Genji show up for available play tonight. Something of a question mark for sure, so we'll get to see him in some competitive action ahead of this weekend's HGC. And I imagine we're going to see some teams feeling froggy enough to shake up the meta with a new hero.
Yeah, I'm excited. We get to see Genji for like the first time, pretty much. Genji in competitive play, so I'm pumped. I'm not. To be fair though, I'm not sure if we'll actually see him because I think a lot of people are sort of unsure about his strength currently. But I mean, there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where people didn't think we'd see too much Lily, and now she's out here getting nerfed. So I don't know. I feel like Genji's like one of those. If someone on enemy teams at like 20% health, they're pretty much dead. But it's up to the 4-man to get to that point. If you're like, it's all right, guys, we have a damage dealer. It's Genji. Genji will be our like you've probably dropped the draft already at that point.
Yeah, I played a bit with him with Ariel. Who's also a really highly contested pick right now, and he's actually a pretty decent hope generator. He does pretty consistent damage, which is nice. He just sort of sits and pokes, and the range that he's able to live in is actually like decent for her hope generation sphere, her AoE. So I actually don't mind that pairing, and she can help get him out of some pretty sticky situations. So curious to see how those two play, if there's an interaction there. And of course, you mentioned it, our girl herself, Lily. Definitely someone to watch for. The double support meta is still strong. So
what a time to be alive when we had to worry about Lily shaking up the meta, getting banned out in games. But
it was 2 days in Hero League when Water Dragon was bugged.
Dude,
Cloud Serpent was bugged, and the bouncing heals stacked on the heals on the target, and you just put on Illidan, and you're just like, wee, insta win.
I'm unkillable.
2 days.
Yay!
That's all we got. First pick Lily.
I think we'll see the band to come out for some more adventure, but I'm really excited. We're going through the map bands now. We're gonna see a team that's very favored to make it into the HGC after this upcoming Crucible. LFM will be taking on ET. Like I was like, is that a shortened name? No, their team name is just legit ET. Will be phoning home. They got a pretty tough roll of the dice as far as the bracket goes. LFM, they're no joke.
Yeah, LFM are, I would say, currently probably the strongest amateur team in NA right now. With the shakeups that have happened to UTA, there were still sort of unsure as to their place. I think LFM, I know they've been putting in the work. The guys are super dedicated, so I'm excited to see what they bring together here. Obviously, in this first matchup up against a lesser-known team, they're going to be the favorites, but as this tournament progresses, we'll see if they get tested anymore. I expect them to be hiding strats, but still be curious to see what they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for them to show up here and find some competitive play leading up to some very important games with the HTC Open Division playoffs. There's a lot of representation of some high-powered amateur teams. We see Bamboozled, that'll be pretty cool. Pro Throws are in there. 4 guys and a legend. 3 guys and 2 legends, so I like to call them. Shot in the dorm, losing bullets. I hope we get to see Pro Throws again because you remember Pro Throws, right? From the Open Division, the Dorm Lords matchup? That was the team.
Oh, yes.
Right. I was talking about that last week, actually, I think.
That's fun.
Yeah, we ran into them on channel.
We were so bad. It was real bad.
I mean, we kind of got rocked. Like, it wasn't even close, but I had a good time.
It was a good time, man. For sure. I'm just gonna quickly leave and re-enter Discord because I think my volumes are screwed up. So give me like 2 seconds here, or real quick. Just let me do this.
Okay.
Okay, and we're back. Is that better? Is that
You do sound notably louder. I turned you up a little bit on mine as well, so you should be Gucci.
I had you turn up to 200%, but apparently volume changes don't actually do anything until you even re-enter. So you just destroyed my eardrums.
Sup?
So, dude. All right, is that better? Hopefully, it's a little bit more reasonable. So yeah, we're in a lobby. BOE is going to be the map. I like BOE for game number 1 because it really, for me, it's an indicator of the psychology of a team. And it's like, are we going to play the objective, draft full burn, or are we going to draft a team fight comp and just go for your face? And to me, that says a lot about the team of whether or not they want to bite off your face. So, or do both if you draft Greymane. But yeah, so it'll be good.
We want to give a special shout out to Tempo Cannon, who just now subscribed to the Heroes Hype channel. Again, if you subscribe, not only do you get some pretty neat emotes, all considered, but the funds will be going towards a party that Heroes Hype will be looking to put on come BlizzCon time. And Verum, I know you're looking to make your way out to Anaheim this year. I know I am, so we'll get to see you guys there. And your subscriptions help make that party turn out to be pretty dang awesome. So thanks.
Yes, indeed. Of course, I want to give a big shout out to everyone who helps contribute to this with our Matcherino. Over $1,100. I was going to say $1,100 raised, which is fantastic. And of course, big shout outs to our friends over at Tempo Storm. You guys can go check that out at the Matcherino page, which you can find using the command in chat. I'm sure one of our lovely mods will help out there as well. So be sure to go check that out. There's stuff you can buy. Tempo Storm salt shakers.
Yeah, it's pretty next level. There's a couple of slots open for play sessions with Renisaurus. We got to talk to her last week for a little bit, but we have the first draft of the evening. It's going to be LFM on the left, squaring off against the I would say they're underdogs. I don't think I've had the luxury of seeing this team in action yet. ET, and they selected this map. You give first pick over to a team like LFM, you better batten down the old hatches.
Yes, you better do that indeed, because they're going to pick the most busted hero in the game every single time, invariably. However, a ban I'm kind of surprised they're hovering is Vala. Not something we've seen overly contested of late. Kind of surprised by this.
With this map in particular in mind, I get it to an extent. She is really strong at burning down the Immortal. Also brings a lot of poke pressure, no matter what build she goes for. Just one of those generic all-around heroes that can really excel in her right hand. So if you're playing against an opponent that you don't know very well, it's good to just take those generalized options off the board and force them into a specific playstyle, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Q build is always going to be good. You can just sit out and poke Li Ming as well, another hero that excels in that position. You can also go more of the auto attack route if you want to be a little more versatile.
Yeah.
And how you opt to build her, but Q build Vala, Monster Hunter can't go wrong. Looking across the way, I mean, there's so many strong first pick heroes right now. I'd be curious to see where they prioritize on this map, because again, this is one of the more unique maps where you actually see unconventional first picks just sort of due to the nature of the battleground objective. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll see what they have to go for here. I'm really sky's the limit at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, for the past week or so, we've really shifted towards a double support meta, and after today's patch, actually, a lot of that's been tuned down. Ariel took a nerf. Lily got toned down a little bit as well. So some of those four... Oh!
Yes!
Well, we were wondering if we would see Genji show up, and LFM said, we'll go ahead and first pick that bad boy on Battlefield of Eternity, no less. Spicy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's even got the Habanero Genji skin.
Is that what we're calling it?
That's what I'm calling it. Habanero Genji, first pick, spicy. Look at him, man. He's at least jalapeno.
Yeah, absolutely jalapeno. Maybe habanero. I think he needs a little more work to get to like ghost pepper and like scorpion pepper. But I feel like he could get there with training.
If he starts getting a bunch of kills, then yeah, we'll give him the ghost pepper status. But
yeah, we'll scorpion pepper too. Tobago scorpion pepper.
Yeah, I mean, these two picks for ET are going to have to be critically important. It's going to have to set up the foundation in their composition against a squad like LFM. I like these choices a lot. You got the root, sustained healing from Malfurion, interrupts knockdown. Cocoon could definitely do some work here. I like these two choices for ET.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really sets up the idea that, hey, if you want to go for Li Ming now, it's a little bit less appealing. Got that Anubarak ourselves. Maybe going to line up for that pick coming out from ET, so we'll see how that goes. A quick Varian Ariel pickup as well. I like this. This is a very EU-looking draft with that early prioritization of Varian. I like this choice from them. I think he's clinically underrated in NA right now. And of course, Ariel, definitely one of the most highly prioritized healers right now, though she did receive some changes.
I would agree with you. I mean, Varian, his taunt, when you see someone make a play with Varian's taunt, you're like, wow, there used to be a time where Warbringer had a stun on top of this duration for taunt. Like, he can really set up a whole lot. And on these tighter corridors, Ariel, if she positions properly, and when you're considering a team like LFM, they definitely know how to do that. These detainment strikes could be back-breaking for the members of ET. You see a detainment strike into a charge, taunt, somebody's going home.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you believe just a long-range point-and-click stun like that? It's just, why?
Feels good. But I mean, that's the hero that made you fall in love with the game again, right?
Yeah, Ariel. Ariel was the hero. Yeah. I love me some Ariel. Sorry, I was talking about Varian all of a sudden real quick.
Oh, well,
getting distracted by Twitch chat. Shouldn't do that. No, Ariel. All right, Ariel is. I love it. Just the playmaking potential of this hero, and the whole idea of just like your positioning is so much more critically important because math and angles. And you're just like, yo, I can trigonometry the crap out of you, Pythagorean all over the place, and it's good. I like it.
Cassia ban, they don't want to have the 13 blind talent from Ariel synergized with Cassia. Valkyrie, I've seen some dirty Valkyries, man. I don't know if you got a chance to see much of HTC this past weekend, but there's a Valkyrie into an Uther stun on this very Met. It was one of the most grimy looking things, so I get why you'd want to take that off the board. Li Ming gets banned as well. A lot of range options taken off the board here.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch nearly as much HGC as I wanted to. Had a bunch of commitments, and then I went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy, which, if you haven't done, holy crap, go do that thing.
It's good?
But yes. Oh,
I haven't seen
it. You should. I think it's on par with the first movie. It's just the first movie, because it was the first time seeing it, it was like so unique and fun and cool. Will always just be really sparkly and shiny in our minds. I think it's definitely comparable. It's a lot of fun. It's close. Like, I think it's as good a sequel as we could have gotten. So yes, highly recommend. On the flip side, I love that Li Ming ban because it's pretty obvious with that Anubarak pickup that they were going to grab it. And Lunara and Arthas, I love it. Grabbing the hard Arthas counter in the Lunara, poison damage, good. Okay.
Okay. I have been successfully debating in Vim because there was no iteration of reality where I was like, oh, of course, LFM will round it out the old staple Cho'Gall. This might be a little bit of confidence being flexed here by the members of LFM.
It's actually a great pick because ET denied the Greymane, which would have been a great counter with Cursed Bullet. And they denied it themselves. I mean, Karazim's a decent option at this point with 7s. I actually think would probably be the best way to round out their draft right now. They could opt to go for something else with percentage-based damage. Tychus would be a decent option. Could also actually opt to see Raynor potentially in this setup. Wouldn't be terrible. I think I'm leaning towards the Tychus, just sort of that. I mean, the other half, Lunara. Like, this is not a bad comp, actually, to go into the Cho'Gall. You literally go in, you web wrap the Cho'Gall, get double value, blow up Genji or Ariel, win the video game.
Yeah, I mean, I think those are strong reasons why I feel like the Cho'Gall pick is just LFM being somewhat cheeky. They're going to see Falstad, Mighty Gust for the disengage. Meaningful wave clear if they go for the mage stat setup. Not exactly the hero that is known for burning down the old immortal, but it is a choice.
I mean, if we do go more of the traditional auto attack build, which I wouldn't be, I mean, it's not great in this map though because the 2-lane, but it's possible. Maybe going more that route. Mage stat I don't actually think would be terrible here. I guess we'll see. It's really just to offer that additional mobility. Mighty Gust for the disengage if they need it. Cho'Gall's like, I don't wind up all my abilities, and Falstad's like, haha, no. Screw you. Shadow Bolt volley way over there. Have fun. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, LFM is still the heavy favorites going to this. However, and I think they're just having a little bit of fun. I'm going to be honest here. I feel like this is a bit of a cheeky draft from them. If this was two evenly matched teams on paper, I think I'd definitely give the advantage to ET. But because we don't know a whole ton about them, you still gotta, you can't count it LFM. So, I don't know. I think this is going to be a fun match.
I did too. I feel like out of all the picks, the Falstad is something of a tumble. I really like. I think the Rainer Tychus picks would have been the way to go. If anything, you have a taunt. Varian comes in for the taunt. You hit him back with the Rainer Q, or the grenade. You have some disengage options. The value you get out of Mighty Gus for a disengage compared to what you're gonna be short on with consideration to the other map, it's gonna have to be some inspiring Mighty Gus for me to be like, okay, I get the false stat pick.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely a safe pick. It's definitely a hero that I think people have more experience playing. If I'm a ranged assassin player, statistically speaking, I've probably played a little bit more Falstad than I have Rainer or Tychus, especially in recent times. So I think from a comfort standpoint, looking at Fatal Shade, not someone over familiar with who's going to be playing that Falstad. So we'll see. I think definitely that could be a factor here with some of these lesser known teams.
Yeah, we're gonna get started though. First game of the night, Heroes Type Temple Storm Series Week 4 action on the left. We have the members of LFM Rimj. It's gonna be playing Chokol. BBJ is playing Genji. Ishbu's on Varian, and Soya Sarian, Angel of Hope on Aria.
Oh, I love that skin and mount combo too. And on the right-hand side in the red trunks, we have ET. We got Waddle playing that Lunara, Fatal Shade on the Falstad, Renray on the Malfurion, Redian playing that Arthas, and we got Woven rounding it out on that Anubrak, the little love bug Anubrak going in there and finding Soya Sarian in a bush, and they just politely saying, "It's fine, I don't need to attack you."
Yeah, they just go into the bush to see each other like, boop, and then they go back to their respective spots. Is that the animated thumbs up? Yes. Okay, so LFM gets points for that already out of the gate. But there's one thing that I didn't really consider looking at this now. Varian as a solo laner on Battlefield of Eternity, not the most inspiring thing you ever see. Cho'Gall with the Burger King crown gets poked quite a bit by Lunara and the bunch before backing away. But that's a hope generator for real, so Soya Sarian will be able to sustain.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best hope generator. Them and Gul'dan, I guess. Oh, actually, nice roots, though, predicting the hop there. And Cho'Gall, barely surviving there to start this off. Okay, ET, out of the gate strong. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I like this sign from a team that's going up against someone of the caliber of LFM. It's like, hey, take the fight to them. Don't be intimidated. They got the root, the knock up from the burrows, not going to be enough. Tamer Strike knocks them back. And the top lane, though, Arthas finds himself in something of a pickle with the rotation. As long as he plays it safe, there isn't enough burst damage between Genji and Varian to net a takedown this early. But having those heroes up there definitely buys license for ET to keep pressing the situation down here.
Yeah, I like this. They realized they weren't going to win that bottom lane pretty much no matter what they did. So, like, you know what? Let's just not lose the top lane. That being said, Redian might actually be in a little bit of trouble here. Nice Reflecto from the Genji and a really nice Howling Blast, locking both down. And BBJ is just deciding that he doesn't care, and he wants takedowns.
We were talking about this before we started, and I was like, if you're at like 20% health or lower, he's going to dash and go for that takedown and then get that guy to dodge. Varian or Arthas gets taken down right as the first set of Immortals show up. Ishbu leads a charge in on Waddle, gets poked down quite a bit. BBJ jumps into place, gets some chip damage in. Genji chasing back 3 members of the enemy team is always an interesting time. The Tamer Strike almost lands to a stun, but no serious damage on the Immortal so far.
Yeah, but Ishbu might be in a little bit of trouble here. The heals coming in, nicely done from Redian. Gonna try and get that follow-up there, but not able to secure the takedown. As the poke is coming in from the Cho'Gall, again, she's slowly poking down the opposing Immortal. Now, Twitch chat's informing me that BBJ actually has the highest win rate on Genji. I'm not sure if they mean, like, ever in total of everything, but if so, that's pretty cool, and definitely watch for him to be going off here as the side of ET is pressuring in here. But I love how solid we are seeing LFM standing here. They are not afraid to just be like, we're just going to chill. We're just going to do this.
Yeah, they're definitely holding. Cho'Gall is kicking out a bunch of hope for Soya Sarian to keep his teammates alive. And there hasn't, all considered, been a ton of damage thrown onto the Immortals. So the defense is held. It's gotten them a tier advantage for the moment. BBJ, the fastest Immortal burn alive, Kipo, knocking down this Immortal. With no response from ET, though, sooner or later it's going to be halftime.
Yeah, someone's got to do something about this, and at this point, I think that ET just needs to fully commit here, go in onto this Cho'Gall, pushing back into the stun. Beautiful detainment straight from Soya Sarian. This game's finally posting up here, going to try to halftime this out. Woven's taking a lot of damage and Varian's going the backline ready, and as well, surprisingly getting chunked down. There's no way Genji can compete with this, but you know what? They don't really care. They're getting ahead massively in terms of soak right now, soaking both lanes 5-4, a full level lead already for LFM.
This is a feat. I mean, on Battlefield of Eternity, a 2-lane map, and you have Cho'Gall, so you're down a body, you're ahead in level, and Soak, not too bad. But issue out on an island, Varian's going to go down. Is there going to be the counterplay? Arthas goes down 1-for-1 so far. BBJ jumps down onto Falstad's face. Woman's the next target who does have their burrow, so they are to get out of there to minimize the damage. But this long con game is definitely paying off for LFM.
Yeah, definitely playing out really well for them here as they're able to go back. Now with Cho'Gall here as well, they trigger the halftime, and with this 2 takedown lead, yeah, Falstad will be able to get back in the fray, but I love the fact they're just sending BBJ down, get that soak, not worrying, not hesitating, and they're still playing full defensive. They are drawing this out as long as possible. A nice detainment strike as well to Malfurion. Wow, good night, sir. He's just gone.
Malfurion goes down the wrong back alley, finds a couple of members. Cho'Gall's all too pleased to get the takedown after a nice detainment strike from Soya Sarian. You can't venture out on your own if you're Malfurion. I think we all learned today. That should pave the way for the lion's share of this Immortal to go over to LFM. Rotate back with Ishbu and BBJ, but they don't have a lot of Immortal burns, so there's still hope.
Yeah, there's always hope with this Ariel. But speaking of Ariel, Soya Sarian, his detainment strikes into these Immortal stuns have actually been unreal. He missed that last one by a millisecond. I'm pretty sure he's landed 2 of them so far, which is craziness as they burn down this Immortal. So the first one is going the way of LFM. They are just keeping so calm. Like, I just imagine they're just sitting back like in a lazy boy. They got like a big gulp. They're just like, yeah, just play some hots. This is it. That's what I'm imagining LFM is like right now.
Hey, I know a thing or two about playing heroes from a couch. It's very comfortable. It's very relaxing. But with a tier advantage, LFM are going to be looking to rock and roll in this bottom lane. The towers are already out of shot, so this could be the beginnings of the first fort being claimed. We're going to see one tower go down. The other one's going to get taken down. Good amount of shield left yet on this Immortal. Woven in the crew, trying to poke it down. Malfurion gets the Immortal into melee range. I'm just looking for it. Cho'Gall to jump in. He goes in on Nubarak. Not able to get the takedown.
Yeah, Woven getting these heals out from Ren. They're just trying to poke this down. Ooh, BBJ needs to be careful as Waddle putting out some decent damage here, and Dreamjay as well needs to be really cautious as they are finally committing to this. There's the nudge trying to get him out of there. Going to be sprinting away in just a second, but a nice route from Renway securing that. Woven trying to body block, actually take a lot of damage himself. Oh, and BBJ is in the building securing that takedown. No problem.
You have to play against BBJ like you're going up against a level 20 Hunt from Illidan, and the bowling ball is going to be enough to get another takedown on the back of Lunar's face. Anytime you have 25%, you are a target for BBJ. He's dashing in.
Ooh! Chippity but no! Oh! Cho'Gall with the counter kill. BBJ maybe got a little overconfident.
Little lag F.
Also fault. Lag F? But they got Arthas in the top lane too. 1v1 with Ishbu, so... Okay.
Yeah, the 1v1 Varian Arthas, something of a surprise. But, I mean, 2.5 levels, Heroics are in a corner. All things considered, LFM are playing this game near flawlessly. 8 takedowns to 2. They are getting way ahead right now.
Yeah, they're definitely propelling themselves even farther forward here. Now they got the Heroics. They're going to... However confident they're playing people to now, turn that up to 11 as they're about to go fully off. Watch it, imagine this BBJ is about to go full in here as Varian's getting ganked in the top lane. Nice roots, double parry coming in, reflecting a lot of this. Ishbu's actually in a lot of trouble here. The Zero Charge misses, but this even matters. Ishbu just falls. That's fine, though, because keep wall.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be value for sure to be had. Siege Camp is picked up, one tower down. The other one should be taken down by the time LFM feel incentivized to back away. With their Heroics, they're probably going to kick their feet up on the old coffee table for quite a ways yet. Next Immortal will show up. The rotation is in. Radiant could try to do something. You see Cho'Gall jump in. Arthas the target. The Unstoppable's not going to be enough. BBJ swishes the pin. Gets another takedown.
Yeah, it goes in with the X-Strike as well. Goes in real far. Needs to get in range of Soya Sarian to get these heals off. Not actually the hat target here. Nice takedown, though, onto Arthas. The cleanse was there to try and get out of the situation, but he was just not having it. Level 10 still a long way off here for ET. So they're just getting so pressured, and Varian is soloing down the Immortal in the back line. Despite the fact they only have 4 bodies, LFM is getting so much done on the map all at the same time.
It's very impressive to see so far. I mean, they're up 2 levels in a bit. Still have their heroic advantage. That is a long walk to level 10 for ET. And on a 2-lane map, experience is going to be pretty tough to come by. Dry Rim J, he's going to try to protect his teammate while the Immortal gets knocked down to halfway for free. There's so much pressure on this map against ET. It's difficult for them to know what to do. Like, LFM are just running this game right now.
Yeah, it's tricky right now. They're just setting the pace so comfortably. And they're doing the correct thing, though. If the side of ET, you're split soaking with Falstad. You're doing exactly right. He can fly in when level 10 is reached. Get the pressure in. You know, Varian's going to go up and give him a bit of a fuss here as this halftimes. But overall, nice play from ET to try and recover from this. I mean, this is about as much as they can hope for at this point.
Yeah, I mean, this continued pressure in the bottom lane for LFM is just really stalling any sort of response from ET. They can't venture out past this bottom lane. They're going to get rocked. They still don't have their heroics. Varian's putting the screws to Fatal Shade in the top lane. Although he may have overstayed his bounds, he does have his shield wall to get him out of there. That got a little froggy. But with heroics around the corner now, finally for ET, they can look to make something happen. Leaping Strike goes in, forces out the early Crystal Aegis. Twilight Dream silences the crowd. Arl gets taken down. Fatal Shade flies in. BBJ trying to get some damage on the back line. Oh no, the burst on Lunara. She vanishes off the map with a Nubarak. Uh-oh.
Oh, but BBJ himself is in a lot of trouble from a nice Mighty Gust from Fatal Shade. That was a beautiful X-Strike, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive. Sure, he secured the takedown, but now Ishbu's like, hey guys, I am here. Goes in with the Colossus Smash, the takedown, the follow-up, beautifully done. And this is the OTK variant we so know, actually a variant of the OTK variant that we know and love. So I like this going in. I love the pick up the Colossus Smash here. I think this is absolutely correct into this double warrior. And with someone like Genji and BBJ, you can get him these resets. He's going to go off, as we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, the argument against Genji in a lot of cases that he doesn't do enough burst damage. When you add Colossus Smash to the equation, that's definitely an exclamation point to consider. We all saw the stun there, Dreded. Just for the record. But Colossus Smash against solo support Malfurion, you could have a pretty good time.
Though to be fair, ET played that fight exactly correct. You web wrap the Cho'Gall, you know, Ariel, you had to Aegis herself. Second come out of that, hit a nice Twilight Dream, easy peasy. If Genji hadn't just absolutely gone off and they hadn't gotten pre-poked so much, that would have actually been a convincing fight for ET. They did it exactly correct.
I really just think that speaks to the level of play that they're up against. I mean, BBJ is a real human being that plays this new game called Hero Storm. He's something of a beast on Genji. But we see half shield still on this Immortal. Top keep gonna be in jeopardy by all said and done. Level 13 nowhere near in sight for ET. And Luano sticks his neck out there for a little while. Gets burnt down quite a bit. Orb damage goes in on Ishbu. Has shield wall. Fatal Shade trying to poke, do whatever he can. But sooner or later, this Immortal's going to be knocking on his key.
Yeah, it's going to be doing it right about now. Another follow-up there going in onto Waddle. Nicely done. And there's the beautiful Mighty Gust from the wall. The follow-up. Genji trying to get excused with the X-Strike. Beautifully executed. Now BBJ is in real deep, though. And the web wrap in the back line. Nice job with the flex, trying to keep him alive. And here we go. The damage from Cho'Gall securing that takedown, and he wants more.
2 down so far on the side of ET as the top keep is claimed. Radiant trying to get away. Colossus Smash. The cleanse is not going to be enough. Arthas goes down. Good amount of health left yet as Malfurion gets taken down. The shield's going to start to go down in his core, and Fatal Shade is able to barrel roll back, but I do believe in Verum. This is going to be GG in favor of LFM.
Yes, indeed. A nice game here from LFM, but that is going to be it. GG securing their first match of the night with an unconventional comp, but one that's certainly stylish.
Stylish is definitely a good word to describe what the heck we just saw. I think that game was Exhibit A of, anytime we see, Twitch chat and HCC people like, oh yeah, it's the same heroes all the time, LOL, LOL. The meta is a lot more deep than I think people realize, and that's an example of, I can't imagine anyone was like, hey, I know, Cho'Gall Genji, perfect synergy, right?
Amazing. These heroes just go so good together. They don't.
Right.
Just FYI, they don't.
Yeah, don't try this at home unless you got BBJ on your team. But it's just like the technical coordinated play can make any composition look flat out broken. Like that just looked near unstoppable.
Yeah, it was just enough individual mechanical skill that made up for any mismatch disparity in the draft. Really just overall solid play from LFM. I mean, exactly what we've come to expect from them at this point. I mean, if they didn't win that convincingly, I think I'd be concerned. They could have drafted Probius, Gazlo, Samuro. Trying
Right.
to think here. You know what I mean? They could have drafted not necessarily S tier heroes, and I think they would have probably had a fair chance of winning that game. But hey, props to ET coming out, having some fun, playing some games here. Obviously love to see all these new faces coming out here. And I'm watching the replay back. They actually put up a really good fight. I mean, it made some really nice, solid plays. They just mechanically couldn't quite execute, but overall, I love the effort.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely understand the game, and I hope we see them again in future weeks. I think what happened there overall in Varium is just LFM, past a certain point in skill level in Heroes of the Storm, there's really only a handful of moments where you get to stay in the game. Like, the moment you lose a solo laner in a 2-lane map, and then you miss out on soak, like, during that second Immortal phase, I was like, wow, how with one less body is LFM up a full level? Like, they got the level 10 when ET were still at level 7. Like, this is going to be hard to come back on a 2-lane map like that. So I don't think it's really like a technical disparity. It's just the macro play and commitment to soak was just on another level for LFM.
Yeah, I think it was just a combination of factors. I think the macro play, the decisions definitely were a huge part, and combine that with the fact that they're able to hold their own down that body just in the scraps, in the skirmishes. And I think having the Manaless support made a big difference there.
Right.
We saw that Mouth was putting out good heals, was hitting solid roots, really solid roots consistently. But just the fact that Ariel had such a great hope generator, Soy is just able to just heal all day. And you can't do that. You're just playing against Malfurion's mana bar. It's like playing against Medic's mana bar. You're not playing against the enemy team. You're playing against the one hero's mana bar. At that point, we just poke, we sustain, and eventually you don't. You just run out of buttons to push. So really just good thought process there from LFM. And I mean, that was a quick first match, so I'm sure we'll see what's going on with their next opponent very shortly.
And their next opponent will be Team Nez, a team who we not only seen in previous weeks of Heroes Hype Temple Storm series this season, but we've actually had them on channel. No slouches in their own right. They're going through map bans now. LFM's going to take Warhead off the board. But while we're getting all that set up, the goal we're trying to get to tonight for the donation is going to be $1,200. You can donate. Exclamation point Match Arena will show you the code where you can donate $1 towards the prize pool if you haven't done so already. Wholeheartedly invite you to do that. These teams show up every Wednesday night, put on a heck of a show. What greater way to say thanks for doing what you're doing. Thanks for giving me something to look forward to on Wednesdays, and then chip a couple of dollars into the donation prize pool. The teams definitely would appreciate it. We'd appreciate it. So think about doing that. We got some of those salt shakers still out there. Rainisaurus play sessions. I gotta get one of those salt shakers, man. That's
same.
Too meta.
It's happening. It is happening. It's overly meta. You can play with Karen. Go do the thing. Oh my god, it's so much fun. And it's sports a good cause. It's all the money going towards the players, all that good stuff. So big ups to Temple Storm for supporting the Heroes scene for a long time. One of the OG orgs in the scene. They've done a lot of great work over the years for Heroes. Give the big shout outs to Papa, Big Daddy Rainad, and all that good stuff there. So Papa Noodle, come on, man. There it is.
Gotta pay respects. LFM have selected to take us to Infernal Shrines. Is our next map of the evening. This is my personal favorite map to cast. So anytime I see a